If you would like to check out all of my sounds, samples, and presets, all links are in the bio. So after making a few not so good songs this week, we got one to hit for Saturday sessions. And this one could have gone so many different directions just because of how full everything was sounding so quickly. And I was a little directionless, I'm not gonna lie, at the start, but this one ended up being inspired by Seth Hills and Knock2, so let's dive in. All right, so I whipped up just a little vibe. We got a vocal, a simple breeze, and some atmosphere. And you kind of hear that change of vibe in that build up there. So yeah, I took this. We're not going to use this sound, but I just wanted something to give us that bass house, that fifth type of sound. So I think now's a good time to get some of the drums down. So let me do that real quick. All right, so I want to start off with like a big stab, like a boom, 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 boom. One of these will do. Maybe that one could be good actually. So it's gonna go boom, 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 boom. Okay, so let's automate some reverb there. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna use this one, but I think it'll do for right now. So that one's like thin in the build-up. We need like a big. Okay, we can try that one. So do 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 do. Something like that could work like a sample. Let's try that real quick. Okay. You can kind of hear him shaping a little bit. Maybe just layer a bunch of these type of sounds on it. All right, we'll stick with that, and then I think that's like the layout right there, and then we'll go into like a B part. So or we could do the fake out too. So let's I just want to keep things building for right now, and then we're gonna get a sub in there as well. So let's just get like a simple sub for right now, like a harmonic type of sub, just like that one. We can make it slide, add some cool stuff to it. You know, it's like an idea like this. It's so simple and there's not much going on, but you know, you just keep adding stuff to it and it eventually comes to form. Okay, I'm kind of getting an idea, so it's gonna dun 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 dun. Okay, I think pitch bends could work. So just pitch bending everything, which is gonna sound a little odd when you pitch bend these samples, they can sound a bit strange, but we'll just go for it. So maybe we go extend this one out for like right there. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm getting so many ideas now. Let's go. And you know, typically I would take this to a piano right now. Write some stuff out. But the sound is just carrying all of the weight right now. So it's like, this isn't really inspiring to me. But yeah, like the sound is just carrying everything. So I think it's better to write everything in the sound. Shit, that sounds sick. What's the biggest thing right here? That's a big one. That's a big one. These are all important. This is kind of like a nice little stack right here. Then we're going to pitch bend that thing again. Things like this, like pitch bend, they make everything cooler and it's like an easy way to do it. We can mess with that all day, but we're not going to. So it's going to go. I think that might be the move right there. Messing with the lengths of everything, so the lengths of these notes, plays a big part in the articulation of how your sound, of how it's perceived. So if I had everything like lined up like this one, where everything's just going together, it would sound stale. It just makes it sound a lot more articulated when you pay attention to these notes. Like for example, this one. I need to crank this thing. And this is why it's so good to have something before the drop. Just have something here, because instantly this doesn't sound good now. Like this double. This is just like painfully like respace vocal, but we could change it later or we can leave it. We'll see. It's too early. Approximately 20 minutes in too early. And one thing I do notice right now, there's a lot of noise. It's a super big stack. It actually sounds pretty decent right now, but I know for a fact there's way too much like high-end noise. I'm gonna do that later, probably off camera, so we can just have something like, and then we're gonna have some kind of like, and we'll make this pan half. Okay. Because then if we do the master mix now, we can just mix the whole thing in. We'll see. I made this like super aggressive, where is it? One of these? Like this thing. It might be just way too overkill though. What if we went down 8? It's gonna sound like just a normal reverb sweep. Let's get like a mini sweep up coming to it. I use this one all the time. So we'll copy and paste this for one more little thing, and then we'll go to another part. Yeah. Filter this thing up, a little fill. Oh, you know what? What about the things from last week?
It's a vibe, ain't it? You gonna grind. It's a vibe, ain't it? It's a vibe. It's a vibe, ain't it? Vibe, ain't it? It's a vibe. 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 It's a vibe.
All right, like 1 more hour later, everything's pretty much the same, except there's like 3 things that just change the entire tone of the song. So last time it sounded like this. And I realized something, that this sample, so like this sample that I grabbed, it's in A sharp, but I put it to F sharp and it ended up playing the major third. When I matched it up with the A, which I thought it was playing an A, I don't know why I didn't realize it. When it was playing A, it was actually playing C sharp. So it was playing 4 notes up of what it was playing, which is why it sounded cool like this. Like if I play this over the bass in the build-up, if I play the major one in the build-up, it sounds horrible. There's like a shift in key, and it just didn't really sound right. Okay, number 2, the sound is super full and noisy. You couldn't really hear what you couldn't hear what fundamental note was being played from this thing. So on my speakers, I can actually hear it pretty well, but when I played it on my Mac Mini and on my phone, it just sounded like a big noise. You just couldn't hear what note was being played. So what I did was I duplicated it and just threw the entire thing an octave up. And then now we get this. And then to have it out of that major tone, which wasn't in the key of the song. So I actually didn't put this in the correct key in the sample. I just messed with it on the piano roll. But now we're playing, which if we go back to our synth from way at the beginning, this build-up synth, it's now playing the perfect 5th of whatever bass note we play. So now it's sounding more in key. One final thing is to make it more clicky, I use this disperser by Big Center, which I used in the past. And I actually like this a lot because there's like 3 different options here for different frequencies. I kind of just mess with these until it sounds pretty cool. And then with it, you're going to hear a big difference. And like I said before, I think this could be used in a melodic sense, which I'll probably do in the next song. I kind of want to try it. But for a quick example, and I just think that could be something to consider as well. I'm actually surprised how quickly everything started sounding good just based off like a couple of those synths and samples. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. I'm actually pretty happy with this. So here's the full playback.